My brother was about to propose, but his girlfriend called me and confessed her feelings, so I had to tell him the truth and ruin his engagement plans, but now she won't leave me alone. My brother Nico had been planning his proposal for 3 months. He bought a ring that cost him $8,000, reserved a rooftop restaurant with string lights and a violinist, and coordinated with her best friend to make sure she'd be wearing the right outfit. He told me every detail, because I was his best man, before he even asked the question. Then 2 days before the proposal, my phone rang at midnight. It was Vanessa, his girlfriend. She'd never called me directly before. "Are you alone?" she whispered. "Yeah, what's wrong? Is Nico okay?" "Nico's fine. He's asleep. I need to tell you something, and I need you to not say anything until I'm done." My stomach dropped. "I've had feelings for you since the barbecue last summer, when you fixed the speaker and we were alone in the garage for 20 minutes. I haven't stopped thinking about you since." My brother's girlfriend of 4 years was confessing feelings for me while he slept in the next room, 2 days before he was going to get on one knee and ask her to spend the rest of her life with him. "Say something," she said. "Vanessa, you need to stop talking right now. I can't marry him feeling like this. It wouldn't be fair to anyone involved. Then tell him you're not ready, but leave me out of it. You are the reason. I've tried therapy. I've tried focusing on what I have with Nico, but every time you walk into a room I can barely breathe and I lose all focus. I don't have feelings for you," I said firmly. "I never will." She started crying. "I love him, but I'm not in love with him anymore. Pretending is killing me." "Then be honest with him about that. Don't drag me into your crisis." She hung up. I sat in the dark for 2 hours. If I told Nico, it would destroy him. If I didn't, he'd propose to a woman who just confessed feelings for his brother. He'd spend $8,000 and his whole heart on a lie. The next morning I drove over. He was at the kitchen table polishing the ring box with a cloth. His face was glowing. "Check this out," he said, holding it up. "The jeweler added an extra diamond. She's going to lose her mind." I wanted to throw up. "We need to talk." I told him everything word for word. I watched his face go from confused to hurt to shattered in under 60 seconds. He didn't yell or throw anything. He just set the ring box down carefully on the table and stared at it like it had betrayed him. "2 days," he whispered. I was 2 days away from the happiest moment of my life. He looked up at me with red eyes. "Did you do anything to encourage this?" That question nearly broke me in half. "Never. Not once. I swear on everything." He nodded slowly. "I believe you." Then he walked to the bathroom, and I heard him sobbing through the door for 20 minutes straight. Nico confronted Vanessa that night. She denied everything at first, until he told her I'd recorded the call. Then she admitted it and started begging forgiveness. He packed her things while she cried on their bed. She was gone by midnight. Then the calls to me started. 3 days later, Vanessa texted a paragraph about how now that they were broken up, there was nothing stopping us. I didn't respond. She texted the next day, then the next. She started showing up at my gym, my coffee shop, even my job where she told the receptionist she was my girlfriend. My coworkers started asking about my new relationship, and I had to explain this woman was my brother's ex who wouldn't leave me alone. Nico was devastated but healing. We'd grab dinner weekly, and he never blamed me. "You did the right thing," he kept saying. "Better to know before than after." But Vanessa escalated. She created fake accounts and messaged girls I was talking to saying I was taken. She left notes on my car. She sent flowers to my office with cards that said, "Soon." I filed a police report after she showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. banging on my door. The officer said, unless she made a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. Nico called her parents. Her mother was mortified and promised to get Vanessa into therapy. Things went quiet for 3 weeks. Then last Saturday, Nico called me laughing for the first time in months. "Guess what I just did?" "What?" "Returned the ring. Full refund. The jeweler felt so bad he gave me store credit." "What are you going to do with it?" "Save it. For someone who actually deserves it." That night I got one final text from Vanessa. "You ruined the best thing that ever happened to me." I typed back 2 words. Nico did. Then I blocked her number for good.